Hello, this is Jamie Mangridge. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card. So let's get started. It uses the Merry Snowflakes stamp set. I just used the Sentiment Merry Everything and Stitch Snowflake dies. For cardstock, I have a scrap of white. I have a 3/4 by 4 1/4 inch piece of real red. I have some 1/4 inch strips. They're just scrap of gold foil paper. 3 3/4 by 5 inch piece of Pattern Play Designer Series paper. 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of white. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inch piece of real red. And then my card base, which is the thick, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. Okay. I previously cut out because it's a little bit fussy, the 3 snowflakes out of the white paper. And I do want to point out one thing. I wanted all these pieces left in, then it cuts. You see, so before I took it out of the die, I put dimensionals on the back of it to hold all those little pieces in. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it. It's almost too bright in here, but without the brightness, it's so you can't see. So, all right. So let's get started here and build this card. It's really very simple. The only stamping is the sentiment. So let's bring in that red piece. It's 3/4 by 4 1/4 inches. And the only ink we're using is Memento Tuxedo Black. I'm stamping Merry Everything on this strip, and I want it closer to the right side. Bit. Go on, please. Okay. Let's bring in our card base. And our layers. No. I don't know if he's teething or what, but he's chewing on absolutely everything in my house. Let's add this 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inch piece of real red onto our card base. And this one I did a little bit different than the original. I'll bring it in and show you the difference that I made. I thought it would be nice to have an additional little bit of red here, so we'll see if that makes a difference. This one, the red layer was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so each of these was a 1/4 inch larger, each layer. And this one I have the little bit of white around the edge of it, so let's see how that works. And this is 4 by 5 1/4. Mount that on top of here. No! Bit, stop chewing on it. This is the Pattern Play Designer Series paper, 4 3/4 by 5 inches. that can't be pleasant. I have a glue bottle with a pin in it, and he's chewing on it. Okay. And then the Merry Everything is going to go right across the middle here. So let's just pick a spot. Let's do it right there and go ahead and glue that on. And I'm going to put you on pause because I'm going to go put him in timeout before he destroys everything in my craft room. I want it there. It's the same width as the card. Okay, hang on, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Okay, now I'm going to take these gold strips a pair of snips. There. I'm going to cut a little fish tail in the end. Put one here, right, butt it up against this red one. If you can tuck it underneath, tuck it underneath. Let's figure out what length I want it to be. I think about like that. So then I'm going to go ahead and trim it. It's not straight. I'm going to make it straight. And glue that on. I'm actually going to put it over the top of that one a little bit. Okay. I'm going to make another one here. This end. This one's going to go up here. So go ahead and put that one on. Over, trim off that extra. Oops. Well, that didn't work so well. Let's see if I can scooch it just a little bit. Okay, now this last one needs to be shorter. And to fishtail, I just cut a slit in the center and then from each corner to the end. They're not perfect, but that's alright. Now this one is going to go over here. Shorter than the other two, and this one I'm going to put up on mini dimensionals. I'm just putting the flat ends on the edges there. It's going to overlap this bottom one a little bit, right up to that edge. There we go. Okay, I've got a little bit of glue on that foil, so I'm going to bring in a microfiber cloth. See if I can find a clean corner on it. I'm going to spritz just a little spritz of my Stampin' Mist on it. Try not to get it onto the red card, and I'm just going to rub on that foil and see if I can get that glue off. And that's working pretty good. Okay, awesome. I must have glue on my fingers. Right now we're going to bring in those snowflakes. And I've already put the dimensionals on the back before I took them out of the die so that all those little pieces would stay in. This one I might add a little one here. Okay, so now I just need to take the backs off of these dimensionals. And there's quite a few on there. I could maybe just stick like a circle of paper back there, but I thought this worked. That one wants to come off. Oh, it's stuck to my fingers. Okay, so the big one is going to go down here. Like that. And this one with the little feathery ends. You might not even have to take all the backs off. It's going to go right here next to it. And this one I'm going to have it overlap some of that gold foil just a little bit. Okay. And I'm doing that because I just like the placement a little bit better than I did on the previous one. There was just a little something that was bothering me, and I think that's what it was. Alright, let's take this last one and put it up here. You don't want it exactly the same line as this one, so I'm going to move it over just a little bit. So you want that visual triangle, but you don't want it on a parallel line. You want them a little bit cattywampus. Okay, then I need to find my red gems. I had them out, I thought, but put them away. So. I don't know where I put them. So we will use these ones. These are the holiday rhinestones. The other ones are the, I don't remember, they're the red rhinestones. They're in the annual catalog. And I'm going to put one in the center of each. You know what? I'm going to use one of these bigger ones for that big one. There we go. That's our card for today. Here's the one we just made. Here's the one I did previous. So which way do you like it better? With the red going all the way to the edge, or with that additional little bit of a white strip? Let me know in the comments. Okay, thanks. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. And I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper.